Boom, bap, bam. What's going on, people? You in the zone with V. My man Z over there.
I'm back, baby.
Back, baby, like he never left. I held it down for 1 week. Tried to keep my
POP, holding it down.
holding it down. Mama, I love you. I saw.
Mama, I love you. I just noticed the shirt you rocking and the hat. Come on, fam.
You know what I mean? I did it on purpose because I came from work today real quick, and I had my Christmas holiday, bills shit on. I had a green joint I wore today, and I was like, you know what? I can say that for next week. Christmas is still a week away. You know what I mean? I want to shout out my Knicks one time, and that's how we're gonna start out this episode.
I'm with it.
For those who don't know, the Knicks won the I like to call it the end season tourney because that's essentially what it is. And they
Little
were
NBA Cup.
yeah, a little NBA Cup actions. So it's not the championship, but it is a meaningful game because a lot of the players, staff get money. I know sometimes the staff doesn't get funds, but I think the players and coaches decided that they were going to give some away to the training staff and all of that, which I thought was great. You know what I mean? To give a little something to the people in the building who helped them, you know, get ready on the damn court. But Jalen Brunson won MVP. Great final game from OG and Anobi. Cat did his thing when he needed to. Mitchell Robinson just on the boards
For
being a
sure.
and just having guys off the bench who could participate, right? Jordan Clarkson, Tyler Kolek. So I was proud of my Knicks. I said it after the season ended last year that if they are healthy, I really believe this team can compete for an NBA championship. I know people talk about trades and all of that. I mean, if you want to add a couple more bench pieces, I'm cool, but like I don't love Giannis. I don't think they a Giannis move away from winning it all, just because there's a give and take there. You got to give up something. So
Yeah, the amount you would have to tear down.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like you got to give up maybe three of those guys, from the starting rotation, or at least two guys from that starting lineup, and then maybe a bench player. Draft picks I really don't care about, but like I don't know, man, because every time you see this happen around the league a lot. I mean, I think you saw this when Luka went to the Lakers, right? AD went to the Dallas Mavs. Like when you try to make that whoa type of big move, you still got to build chemistry. You still have to get those players on the
Yeah.
same page, and then they got to do it in season. So now you like, oh, we got to do this in 4 months. We got to do this in 3 months. So not a big fan of the whole. Let's do everything we got to do to get Giannis. Giannis won him a ring. I get it. Giannis don't. She's not happy in Milwaukee. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm good with Mitch. I'm good with Cat. I'm good with OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride when he get back, Landry Shaman when he get back, Tyler Kolek. They got a nice nine-man rotation, if you ask me. So I'm excited to see what this does for their confidence. It's a veteran team, but it's still good to get a little something. But now I think they whole mind is on let's keep it going. So again, shout out to those Knicks. Anyway, Z man, how was your week off or a week away from us, man? Everything good on your side?
Yeah, we good, man. We had a house full of sickness.
Oh, what?
The entire week. Z was sick. M was sick. I was sick. So,
Don't like that.
you know, it was one of them weeks. It was not ideal. You
Nah,
know,
never
could have
ideal.
came. Yeah, I
It's,
could have came on here, but I'd have been sniffling and coughing and sneezing. It would have been a bad look.
well, you know what that reminded me of last year around New Year's when I got sick and I went ahead and tried to record through it. I think I might have fought through one episode while I was real sick last year in January because I remember it happened right after New Year's because I remember I went to Josh Tree house and them and we had our drinks or whatever, and then like that next day I had to work, and I remember being like, "Oh no, I don't feel too good." Then that next day it was like, "Oh, my temperature 102." Then that next day it was like 103. Then I said, "Oh nah, I can't do this." I was
That's
I
how
was
it go.
I was down bad. So by all means, everybody, including myself, stay hydrated. I got my little Gatorade over here, but stay hydrated as much as you can. Bundle up. And once again, I'm talking to myself, bundle up. And if you got them kids, keep them kids bundled up.
Listen, man, them kids is what's getting me sick. All these dirty. Listen, every time I drop Z off, all these snotty nosed kids coming out. I'm like, see, y'all all about to set me up.
Keep your kids at home. And I
That's what I'm
understand
saying.
everybody's circumstance is different, so I don't want to be that.
That is also true.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be that person because I see it a lot of.
It put a strain on what you got to get done. We had them home all week, and I'm like, yo, we still got to function and work too.
Yeah, right. And everybody don't got work from home capabilities, so
That's true.
I do understand it's not easy, but man, lean into your support system if you have it, right? If you got to call grandma, auntie, uncle, somebody. I know right now we are, especially since 2020, we're living in a period of time where like most, I won't say most, let me watch how I'll say it. There are a decent amount of people out there with hybrid jobs and work from home jobs. So if you have somebody in your corner who could watch a kid, retired family members, all that, man, do that because sending your sick kid to school definitely doesn't help anybody, teachers, parents. So just be mindful of that. I don't know how many parents we got listening to us, but just a little nugget in there. Um, Outside of that, obviously, for those who listened last week, I said that this game, boy oh boy, that we played, we said it was going to be, or I definitely said on air, it was going to be a fight. Um, Now I got to retrace my memory. We fucking was in New England. Yes, I'm like, yo, who the fuck?
Like, who we play?
Yeah, that's so crazy. I mean, it's only been a few days, and I'm like, that's how you know my work brain is still on. So I'm trying to. But anyways, I said it was gonna be a fight. Score prediction a little bit off because I said 10 points, but needless to say, what a game.
What a game indeed.
What a game. You talk about stress, you talk about climate, like the game had everything. So since you weren't here to give us a preview last week, and since you didn't give your predictions, I guess you can tell us briefly what you thought going into the game, and then what was your instant reaction of the game itself.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling to be a close game. I think these teams both have a lot of flaws, but both have the ability to put up some points. So I kind of had a feeling if Bills were able to stay true to their identity, able to run the ball and stick with the run, they would have a good chance at winning. I didn't expect the first half to be as lopsided as it was, and I didn't expect the second half to be as lopsided as it was. I thought it'd be a little bit closer all the way throughout. But I mean, I had a feeling, especially with them down a couple players on defense, I thought James Cook in the running game would be able to be consistent and enough to get the passing game some rhythm. I thought the defense would actually have some resistance in the defensive backfield, so that Drake May wasn't going up and down the field as easy as he has been this season. I thought it was going to be a lot more of a steady game on the back end as opposed to how it was last time they played, when I felt like that back end, especially that cornerback, was weak that game, especially in the slot where Diggs was just eating that last time. So I thought it was going to be much more resistance from the back end, but the game kind of played out as a whole the way that I expected it to, a bit of a back and forth affair. But again, I just didn't expect it to be so lopsided and then lopsided on the back. And I thought it'd be a little bit more, closer throughout. But again, hell of a game.
Yeah, I think just in case you ain't get a chance to listen, I think I told everybody like, yo, it's up to the Bills to lock down a two top targets, and especially at that time. Hunter Henry and Stephon Diggs really ate us alive in clutch moments first time around. So I kept saying, like, hey, if we're able to figure out something on the back end with those guys, I knew that would be our biggest way to kind of limit what they like to do, right? Or what May likes to do in those situations. And then offensively, kind of like what you hinted at, like I thought the run game should be able to get going. I didn't think this was going to be a game where our wide receivers were going to go off, right? Whoa, surprise, surprise. But this was a game where I thought the tight ends, James Cook, Josh Allen at times making a play when he needs to. But I agree. What you said was, who thought the first half would go that way, right? 21-0, a drop ball here, a little misexecution in other places, and the next thing you know it, run defense obviously got off to a horrible start.
Terrible.
You're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. I remember looking at the TV. It's like, okay, you need a touchdown. And they get that touchdown drive. They get a pass to James Cook with a couple minutes left. And then obviously Patriots. So of course, they go down the field and get a field goal. But after that touchdown, I remember thinking to myself, at least, like, okay, I can breathe a little bit better knowing that we put some points on the board going in the half and we getting the ball back to start. So fast forward, we know how we know what happened after that. I'll say my one biggest takeaway, and then I'll let you give your flowers to who you want to give from a performance standpoint. I think one of my biggest takeaways was that for once, and I know they've done it a few times, but normally they do it in the fourth quarter, but they did it kind of towards the end of the second quarter and into the third quarter. I saw them kind of take their time coming back, like where they didn't really like press, right? Like Josh, and sometimes the offense, they can get down early, and the next thing you know, they all out passing, right? They just, all right, fuck it, 4 wide receivers, let's get the ball downfield, and then we see them interceptions pop up, or we see players trying to fight for that extra 4 yards, and then they fumble, right? We saw that against Miami, we saw that against Houston, Atlanta. So, like, I love the fact that this whole "don't panic" little motto or mantra is kind of moving with them, because this is now back-to-back games when they need
don't blink.
Yeah, that don't blink mindset where they like kind of like, okay, we still gonna run the ball. We still gonna use the screen game when we need to, right? We still gonna play action and use our tight ends down the middle of the field. So like I was happy to see the offense like really execute and not press when they were down double digits, because I think 95% of the league, and even the Bills have been victim to this before, you get to that point where you just like, fuck it. I know it's the second quarter, but let's go crazy. And the Bills didn't do that.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because New England did that. They ran the ball 3 times in the second half.
Yeah.
Like
they was the ones that was down.
Yeah, 100%. And the Bills played a very patient game. They stuck to their game plan. Run the ball. Yeah, I know I'm down 17 or whatever it was at halftime, but they took their time, ran the ball, and stuck to who they were. And that's why they were able to be successful in that second half.
Yeah, and again, we can pick a player from one side. You can pick 2 players. I don't care which one, but I mean, looking back at the game, who you want to give your flowers to, man?
You know, it's hard to pick anybody other than 17. Like it's cheating to go with that route, but he continues to put his team on his back in December like he does every single season.
Right.
He's making big plays, getting the ball to where it needs to be, getting the ball to the end zone. Down 21 points, and he was able to get that team back. So I have to say, I tried to not pick Josh for these questions, but this week I can't help it. I mean, he showed up.
Especially back-to-back weeks. So and that was one of my things. I think I told you this before, right? We talked about it on here, was like, in gotta have it moments, right? Gotta have a touchdown here. We down, we need one. We gotta go back up. I said, what can we do in those situations? Because we mentioned it before. Sometimes in crucial moments, we aren't getting that 7 points. We having to settle for a field goal. Now we fighting. That's where I'm trying to really give him praise, is that when we needed to as an offense for a touchdown, we were able to get the touchdown. We were able to execute. I mean, 5 straight touchdown drives.
Crazy.
And the NFL,
crazy.
And I'm echoing a little bit. I don't know if it's going on. Is it on yours too?
No, I ain't here. Could be me.
Okay. But no, I mean, 5 straight touchdowns to me is crazy. But from a flower standpoint, I got 2 players in mind, and maybe you can go deeper into them. I got Ray Davis and I got Matt Milano. I'll start with Ray Davis, mainly because Ray Davis got kind of thrust into a role as a kick returner that I thought was not going to work for him. I'm just like, I understand that they changed the rules, but he's probably our slowest back, right? He's our power back mainly. And I'm like, I I don't see him breaking one. But over the last, I don't know, 4 to 5 weeks, we have now seen that man get past the 40 almost routinely. Whether he is just following his blocks, right? Or making a kicker miss a little bit and then getting caught from behind. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from Ray Davis. He set us up in great field position numerous times, especially when we needed that great field position. So want to definitely give my flowers to Ray Davis. And then Matt Milano real quick. 10 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 tackle for a loss. It brought me back. You know what I mean? Old school Milano, you know what I mean? In the backfield, beating double teams, right? Like, whoa, who is?
Yeah, that first sack. I said, come on, Matt.
Yeah. I'm like, what's going on here? A little bull rush action, but like just being able to show up when you need a veteran to step up. Because I've been talking about it for weeks. I'm like, one of these veterans who've been here, who've been through the mud with this team, gotta step up. It just can't be Christian Benford. Here's the ball. Let me run it back. Like, nah. One of y'all motherfuckers that's been through the wire before, that's been through it, need to be able to step up and make a play. Tre'Davious White, another one. So I'm just happy to see when we needed plays, other guys other than 17-4. Because I still 17-4. We know they are 2 best players on the entire football team. Right, probably 2 of the top 5 players in the NFL this year, period. Right, when we talk about James Cook and Josh Allen, but you still need teammates that's going to be able to make plays. So that's why I want to give some flowers to Ray Davis, Matt Milano, and then our homeboy Tre'Davious White. I don't know.
Take away Trey with the pick. I mean, that counts for something. It's not nothing.
Right,
and he had a good game again. Like he's quietly just been a steady player.
Yep. Like, I mean, what else you want from your cornerback too? Because that's essentially what he's been. I mean, I know he's been getting a couple reps here and there where he's off and Max is in there, which I thought Max did a good job too. But I always say, anytime you don't hear the corner name on the other side, that's normally a good thing. That means they're not picking on you and they guy ain't open on the other side. So
the only time I really saw him in bad light was that 65-yarder that Henderson broke off and Max got a little lazy. On his run coverage on that backside, but that's a teaching moment. That's a learning moment for the young boy.
You say, man, listen, you are fastest dude on the team.
Can't get caught slipping.
Man, we need that 105%. But anything else you want to add outside of New England? Because I do want to be able to look ahead, and I know it's Cleveland week, but I do want to kind of get the ball rolling because I know we got a lot to look ahead to.
Shout out to Dawson Knox. That's what I'll say. That's a player I probably would have picked if it wasn't fine go with 17 because he showed up 2 touchdowns, new dad, all-time leader in touchdowns at the tight end position for the Bills now. That's fired. That counts for something.
Yeah, another Brandon Bain pick, right?
Yeah, so shout out to Dawson Knox for that. And, shout out to Ty Johnson, Ray Davis, like you said, just some of the non-star players showing up.
Unsung heroes, as we call them, man. You got to have guys. Spencer Brown first came back, held it down. Deion Dawkins out there planking on motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah, I'd have been mad if he did that. Like, yo, bro, you too big to be doing that. Get your big ass off me, dog.
Yeah, like all three
playing.
Nah, I mean that's a big dude. Before we get to the Cleveland game, playing against Mr. Shedeur Sanders, what else around the league caught you off guard? Or I mean, obviously we know before I say the obvious, Pat being out for the year.
Yeah, them injuries is trash. The Mahomes injury, Micah Parsons, shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Green Bay in general lost 3-4 players on Sunday alone. Like it's unfortunate. You never want to see the stars of the league hurt. Whether you like the team, whether you like the player, you don't want to see anybody hurt, but you really don't want to see the faces and the stars of the league not there.
Not real.
And the part that got me mad, like him getting hurt kind of took away some of the enjoyment of Kansas City not making the playoffs.
Right.
Because I was getting ready to be very excited, like, them boys ain't here. But after seeing them get hurt, I'm like, yeah, this probably not the time to hoot and holler because the human side of stuff, like, yeah, bro, that's trash.
Yeah, nah. These is real hard working athletes. I mean, the man got a legacy. He could retire right now, and he might still make the Hall of Fame. I think
ain't no might. He retired today. He a first ballot Hall of Famer,
which is crazy to think of. I mean, the man's he barely. I don't even know. He might be 30. Like that's crazy. So definitely hoping for a speedy recovery for Pat. Anything else around the league? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to make sure I don't skip over nothing because I know, I know the picture getting brighter, so to speak. We know Tua just got benched, so that's, might be seeing changes in Miami at the quarterback position this summer.
For sure. I feel like something has to happen now.
Oh, nah, you can't go back from that. I mean, you were the top pick for that team, just about 5 years ago, and they paid your ass.
Yep.
And now they talking about you gonna be third string quarterback in December. And
they're in no man's land. They got enough wins where they're not going to be top 10, where you really get your top tier quarterbacks at. So you in the middle of nowhere. You the Bills, you the drought Bills right now. You good enough to not be bad, and that don't help you because you're not going to get the quarterback you need. So, and you got one on the books for big money. So what we doing?
And we fake. I mean, some of us fake call him being more of like probably more of a serviceable quarterback long term in the NFL that might not start, might not lead nobody nowhere, but he'll stick around if he can stay healthy, just because he can, get the ball out. But he not no game changer. And in today's league,
you need a dog.
In today's league, you can stay in the league doing exactly what he's doing. I mean, there are guys who've been in the league 10, 15 years doing exactly what Tua's been doing.
You can be Chase Daniel and be a backup quarterback your whole career,
right,
and be good. But I just don't know if he has the physical tools to be a viable long-term starter, especially when half the league playing cold weather, and he has shown year over year that he can't
win it. You can't win,
especially in the winter.
And I think the reality finally hit them. I mean, it don't help that he in the division with Drake May and Josh Allen. And I think that's probably what really lit the fire for Miami as an organization, was like they looking at New England like, wait a minute, we was just on the Bills' heels the last 3 years. New England drafts a quarterback last year and they already clipped us. Nah,
and exceeded that.
Right. They already clipped and then damn near they are on top of the Bills right now. So they like, how the hell these motherfuckers jump 2 spots? Oh, I know why.
They got the quarterback position right.
They got the quarterback. So it still goes back to, I know coaching is a big part of it too, but in the NFL, since we're speaking on the NFL right now, you got to have the coach and the quarterback, man. Got to have the coach and mainly the quarterback, because sometimes the quarterback can make the coach. I mean, you can get you an average coach, but if you got a guy, right, and you got to have a good offensive coordinator and all that shit too. But if you can find you a guy to build around, a guy who can just make plays when you need them to happen. I mean, Drake May has done it early in his career. He's made plays when they needed him. Josh Allen, we already know what he is. I mean, 299 total touchdowns before 30. Like, bro, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with the man? Like, again, like I said,
historic numbers though. Every week is something new that Josh Allen, the first quarterback to do this. Josh Allen, the first quarterback to do that. I'm just like, yo, bro, this is my QB.
Yeah. And just to think where we started at in 2018, a guy who was cannon of an arm, athletic.
And most people here didn't even want.
Right. Including myself.
I was about to say, me included. That wasn't my first choice.
Josh Rosen. And then, this guy, he got potential. He's Clay. You take a piece of Clay, this is what you want him. And I'm just listening. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's cool and all, but I hope this works out. And, he showed those flashes. We've talked about it before. He showed those flashes early in his rookie season. He continued to build off that his second season when they added in Cole Beasley and John Brown. Third year, they gave him Stephon Diggs. And, man, oh, man, his career and just his maturation.
No looking back since.
Yeah, he completely took on. That's why I said it's a quarterback and it's an organizational success story. And like I said, I know this year has been a trying year for fans because even though we 10-4, fans was ready to give up 4 weeks ago. We know that. They was ready to fire Brandon Bean, fire McDermott. Get rid of every player not named Josh Allen, right? I mean, just 5 months ago, same thing. Don't pay James Cook. Let James Cook walk. He not even an every down back. Now James Cook, like, can we read back those tweets again?
Yeah, he already looked like a steal at $12 million a year.
100%. Like the numbers is nasty. 12 TDs total, 1,400 plus on the ground, another 250, 300 in the air. A man about to hit 2,000 from scrimmage after signing his contract. This is not the contract year. Oh, I need to go off. The man put pen to pad and then is about to get 2,000 yards from scrimmage with likely 15, 16 touchdowns. Like, come on, bro. On one of the top 5 offenses in the entire league without having
and I didn't even think that the touchdown numbers were repeatable. I thought the 16 he got last year, I'm like, yeah, he can get some yards on the ground, but that 16, that's not going to be the norm. But he showed up this year and like, you sure? Because it's kind of what I do.
Yeah, when you that dynamic and you got a team that trusts you to get there, and that's a hat off to Joe Brady. Like I said before, Joe Brady get a lot of flack, including from myself in those bad games. But like Joe Brady is a big part of the reason why we've seen success from Cook, because he continues to say, hey, I'm going to feed my running back. When some off-court guys, Ken Dorsey and a few others, when they wanted to come in and say, well, but Josh has a rocket arm, so let's throw it 45 times. Joe Brady said, listen, love you, Josh Allen, but let me take a little pressure off you and utilize this star we got right behind you, because I know I can get something out of James Cook. And honestly, ever since Joe Brady took over, James Cook career has taken off. So shout out to Joe Brady for that. And then shout out for Josh Allen for accepting that too. Like, shit. Wait, you mean you don't want me throwing? Okay, so I can just hand it off. And you see him as excited when James Cook score as when he scores. So that duo, as I keep saying each week, best duo in the league right now. I know last year the best duo in the league was arguably Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, but this year, Josh Allen and James Cook, toughest duo in the league. You know what I mean? We normally talk about quarterbacks, wide receivers. Bills are doing this top 3, top 4 in scoring without a number 1 wide receiver. That's unheard of. And I mean, normally you got some dynamic dudes on the outside. I mean, we come from an era where Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson's of the world. I go way back, but I don't want to keep going back. But you always had an explosive wide receiver or two. The Bills don't really have that. They got some guys who could make plays here and there, right? Mr. 7 yards a catch and Khalil Shakir, and Brandon Cooks might get an opportunity once or twice. Keon Coleman might get you 2 catches a game, but that's their passing offense right now. Is no true receivers on the outside, but the tight ends, they get involved. They've been productive. The running backs, they can all catch the ball from out the backfield, which has been big. And the run game. Run game is that powerful tool that right now no team is really proving they can take that away from the Bills. So want to move along to Cleveland because I don't want to be disrespectful. And it's easy to do this in this time of the year. I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? You see a team on the schedule, you're like, how many wins they got? Oh, sure. I might try to hit a day party during that time or some shit. You know what I mean? You like, I don't need to watch that. But Shador, Shador Sanders. Okay, we got Myles Garrett trying to break that sack record. We got a good defense. So I'll start with the defense, man. What's to you at least? What do you think is going to be the key to just taking care of business on the road?
Well, I mean, obviously, Myles Garrett is already one of the best to ever do it. I mean, he's a sack away from tying an all-time single-season sack record. So he's a gang record all by himself. But he's also not the only one on that defense. They got players at every level that's very talented. So you have to make sure that on every play, you know exactly where he is. And there should be very few plays in this game where anybody is one on one with him. There needs to be chips. There need to be tight end chips. There need to be running backs. I need to see some duos with tackles and guards on him. You got to figure out how to get hands on him.
Jackson Hall.
Yeah, big Jackson Hall's day. Move the pocket if need be, but just figure out how to neutralize him as best as you can. But I mean, he's a beyond a hell of a player. So if you say he got a sack and a half, 2 sacks this game, it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
It's because he's an amazing player. But again, you just can't let it be game changing plays. You know, if you get a sack, all right, cool. Just try to get it like a 2-yard loss and not a 10-yard sack. You know, just try to do what you can with that defense. But you know, offensively, the Browns don't have much at all. I mean, you got injuries on the O-line. Don't have much of a running game. Talents at running back, you know, Quinshon Judkins has some talent, so he's not a scrub or nothing like that. It just hasn't
him up. Yeah,
it just hasn't been a very healthy or successful run game for this team. But as you've seen throughout the year, the Bills can make people look good, better than they should. So this is a game where you still have to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. Make sure you're getting hands on people, actually tackling and bringing them down, taking the right angles. I mean, Cole Bishop had himself a bit of a rough game with some of them angles he took, especially on those long running plays. So, you know, we have to make sure that run game stays non-existent for them. You know, there's not a ton of threats at the receiver position where this is a game where I'm like, you know, I'm nervous about such and such, but you know, Jerry Jeudy, I don't think strikes fear in the eyes of this defense, or even an Isaiah Bond has some speed, but not enough to really be like, yeah, keep an eye on him at all times. You know, Shador does throw a nice deep ball though, and they haven't been afraid to, you know, take some shots. But at the end of the day, these Sean McDermott defenses over the years had made sure that, you know, teams don't go over the top. You know, just structurally, it's tough to throw over the top of this defense.
Especially young quarterbacks.
Yeah, 100%. So, like, I think this is a situation, you know, granted, Bill's pass rush has been ass for months now. But I still think this is a tough situation for Shador. A quarterback who takes a lot of sacks to begin with, but the Bills defense, they do a lot of late rotation and do a great job of disguising their actual coverages. So if Shador is holding on to the ball or taking long to process, he can even give these defensive ends and tackles time to get to him and take those sacks. So, you know, I think there's a potential for it to be a bit of a rough game for Shador just because, you know, his clock is not as fast as it needs to just yet. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, and I agree with that. You know, holding that ball that extra half a second, that could be harmful. But I think that's where the Bills defense up front, especially, this is an up front game for me. Like
100%.
I'm not thinking about nobody but that front 4 or 5, whatever you want to call them. That front got to get the job done. You know, it got to get the job done in the backfield when it comes to the running backs, and they got to do the same thing, getting pressure on Shador Sanders. Like, they shouldn't really have to blitz. I know they still will. Right, every game you see them send a corner, send a linebacker. I get it. Whatever you need to do in the moment, do it. But I need them to get home with 4. You know, whether it's a big performance from Greg Rousseau, Epinesa, Bosa, Deion Walker can give me a flash game from one of the games he had in the first half of the season. You know, I know we still rotating in the other young guys. You know, TJ Sanders and all of that. Daquan Jones. You know, he's been here and there, but not really.
Yeah, I think he's been steady. I think he's one of the few steady spots at that D tackle position.
Yeah, and I guess my biggest beef with him is that I just always wanted more, not realizing
you're not getting a splash. He gonna be where he's supposed to be, but he's not gonna make that splash play. He's not gonna make that wild play. Right. He gonna just be there.
Right, and he's not playing with his buddy Ed Oliver next to him. So
right.
That's more pressure on him. But again, I need the young guys. Hey, continue to show me something. Deion Walker, TJ Sanders, Larry Ogunjobi, I believe, was drafted by Cleveland. Go out there, have yourself a hell of a game. I mean, I love that call, the Ogunjobi game where the motherfucker just get 5 tackles or something. So
yeah, that'd be great because he hasn't done much of anything since he's been here on this team.
Yeah, he had a 1 tackle for loss last week, or a tackle at the line of scrimmage last week. Because I remember him getting excited. I'm like, yo, who that? I'm like, oh, 99. I'm like, oh. Okay. But nah, we need more from the front. Because this is one of those games, again, you don't want to build Shador confidence. You know, he at home, the crowd gonna be on his side. I know it's probably gonna be decent amount of Bills fans there. You know what I mean? Because Bills fans, they can't help themselves but travel. So 3 hours away, pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of red, blue, and out there, red, blue, and white. But don't give Shador confidence. Don't give that offense confidence because, like you said, they have been sputtering. Especially off the week they came through last week. Last week they just
Yeah, yeah, that's one of them games. We've seen that game as Bills fans
yeah,
before,
yeah,
where
we know how it is where
you
everything
know within the first 2 minutes,
yeah,
like it's a wrap. This game is
yeah,
done.
yeah, little dumb interceptions that like sometimes just don't go your way. Like, but we also know like you can have that game and the next week bounce back, right? The
Mhm.
next week score 30. And I'm not saying I'm predicting Cleveland to score 30 on the Bills, but they do have to pay attention to detail. This is not a game you can go into sleepwalking. Hell no. If anything, Cleveland want to
Not with
play.
that defense.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if anything, they would love to play spoiler. They, Shador would love to add another win, in his column against the Buffalo Bills. Come on, man.
Hmm.
Myles Garrett, he would love to break that sack record against Josh Allen. Come on, man. Like you put that in the record books and you say, who was the quarterback you did it against? It was none other than Josh Allen. Like, God damn,
Right.
man, you did. Yeah. On top of breaking the record, it was Josh Allen.
Hmm.
So I think it's going to be a lot of juice early. Because we're gonna slide right into these predictions. But I think the one thing I will give credit to before I give a prediction is that I think the Bills have now established themselves, especially on defense, as a sneaky good defense. Not an average defense, not a horrible defense, but sneaky good. Because I say sneaky good because
In the second half.
because on one end, they're gonna let you run the ball. You're gonna get 5 yards a pop, right? Because they're a make or break type of defense where either they're gonna stop you at the line of scrimmage or tackle you for a loss of 2, or they're gonna let you run for 22 or 52. So there's no in between with them when it comes to stopping the run, which is frustrating as a fan because going into January, you got to stop the run. Going into playoff football, it gets more physical. So you want to have the confidence that this defense, when they play Denver, when they play Houston, whoever they end up playing, Jacksonville, you want to have faith that they can stop the run. But I say sneaky good because if you look at the last month and a half, I would say 2 months, right? They have been able to make plays when they need to. They have been able to come up with clutch plays to give at least the offense a chance. I go back to even the Houston game when we're like, what the fuck is going on? And that second half, kind of like you mentioned, second half defense, whatever, they gave the offense multiple opportunities. They
Yep.
like, please, Josh,
Please. Yep.
score. And
Mhm.
obviously Bills couldn't do it. So like I say sneaky good because on paper, the numbers don't really add up too much. I know they got the number 2 pass defense right now. So I think the pass defense is kind of semi-accurate because I think they actually do a good job of preventing big plays. Their corners are getting a lot of hands on balls. They're getting a lot of deflections. Even the interceptions have gone up from a secondary standpoint. But I think they're sneaky good because when you look at them on paper, you be thinking like, okay, we good. We should do our job. And then you get out there and you're like, who the hell is 58? And who the 90? What? He dropping back? What the? Like they just know how to step up in big moments. And I think it's because they have a good mixture right now of veterans, savvy vets, and young players. From the Cole Bishops, like you mentioned, to the Max Harrisons, Christian Benford, I still consider him a young player. Jordan Hancock, Dorian Williams, to veterans like Shaq Thompson, Matt Milano, Daquan Jones, like you mentioned, AJ Epinesa, Greg Rousseau is considered a veteran now, and Joey Bosa. So like they got a good mix. They got a good mixture on that side of the football. It's just a matter of, to me, just playing consistently for 4 quarters. That's going to be the evolution, and it might be too late. The evolution of this defense as we get ready for the playoffs. It's like, can you give me 4 quarters? And can you do it for multiple weeks? Because now it is the playoffs essentially. Because now, if you want to try to get some type of home field, even if you don't get the 2 seed or whatever, can you get that 5 seed so that you're not playing every game at home? Because if another wild card team, which can potentially happen, knock
Yeah, the
off.
potential is there for a home game again.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like people keep forgetting, like, oh, if they don't win a division, oh, sorry, high mark, see you next year. I mean, see you never. Like, no, one of those other teams, Houston, the Chargers, them top three seeds, they don't really scare nobody. Not to mention Pittsburgh. Don't get me started with Pittsburgh. They all excited now, but I said I wasn't gonna spend too much time on that. So let me get to my prediction. Man, oh man, oh man, where do I want to go with this one? I don't think this one is going to be that high scoring of a game, though. I think this one is, and when I say that, I'm thinking more 27-28-ish. I don't think there'll be any field goals for the Bills. I think they're going to try to keep my man. I know they just got a new kicker and all that, Bagley. But I'm going to go 28-13. I'm going to go 28-13. I'm going to respect Cleveland enough to give them a tutty and a couple field goals, but I'm going 28-13. I think that the juice will be there, though, early. So the Bills going to have to ride the wave. Once again, it's going to be a little annoying, but they're going to have to ride the wave early. I can see it being 10-10 at halftime or something crazy. But I think the Bills just, as we know, have enough on the line where you don't have to worry about them like sleeping for 4 quarters. But I expect Cleveland to come out with some juice. Myles Garrett got a milestone to hit. Shador Sanders is still Shador Sanders, right? He got the personality. He's still, hey, he trying to stack them wins, right? They got a electric running back at times, when he gets going. So I expect them to get a couple off on us, but in the end, James Cook, Josh Allen, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, all that. I think they make enough plays down the stretch. So what you got?
Yeah, not terribly far off. I got this one being 31-16.
Okay.
Similar like you, a touchdown and then a handful of field goals.
Yeah.
I just, I think Browns will have a couple drives where they move the ball a little bit. I just don't expect them to be able to punch the ball into the end zone.
Yeah.
That once you get close to the red zone, that field start constricting. It's either they're gonna be settling for field goals or going for fourth downs, and I just don't see them being that aggressive on the fourth down. So that's why I see so many field goals in there. But I think this is a game that it's not going to be I don't think it's going to be the Bills come out and score 5 straight touchdowns, but I mean, I think it's a game that they'll be able to score consistently throughout.
Yeah.
I think it's just I think this would be one where it's a slow death, not necessarily death by 100 or 1,000 paper clips or paper cuts, whatever the saying is, but just a slow, drawn out win.
Yeah.
Where every time you look up, it's the lead is slowly getting bigger and bigger. I just don't think it's a game that Cleveland has the horses to hang with them offensively. I just think they're not there yet. They don't have the talent. They don't have the line. Inexperienced quarterback, and we know McDermott's record against rookie quarterbacks and inexperienced quarterbacks in general is very, very good. So I think it's to be a bit of a rough game for the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're not a horrible team. They're just a team that needs things to go in their favor, right? They need to play a team that may be careless. But I think that the Bills in this position that they're in, can they afford to, I don't know, rest a guy that's coming into the game 75%, maybe, right? I don't know who that might be. That might be Dalton Kincaid. That might be Christian Benford. So I think you may see some of that. You may see a couple decisions that may get made late in the week where, you just say, you know what, Max Harrison, get out there again, or you know what, Jackson Hawes, you're the number 2 tight end this week. But with that being said, man, I'm really hoping that the Bills understand the assignment here. We know that we saw them take L's early in the season to Miami.
This would definitely be the worst of the bunch if they somehow find a way to lose this.
Yeah, because Miami to me was the bottom.
Yeah, and it's still a division game, so that can always go sideways. But if the Bills lose this game, this is a worst loss this season by far.
Yeah, 100%. And you will hear
by far.
You will hear from fans, which I won't be mad at. I'll just turn the radio off for a week like I did earlier in the year. But yeah, I expect the Bills to take care of business. I think Josh Allen gets his 300 plus. I think James Cook, I don't know if this is the week, but I think he gets a little bit closer to taking that number 1 title from Jonathan Taylor. I got to see who Taylor playing. I think Indy playing
Let me check for you. They have, let's see, San Francisco Monday night.
Ooh, we get two good primetime games.
There's Saturday games this week too.
Yeah, but I really like because the 1 o'clock games on Sunday suck. Like I was looking at the coverage map on that. I said, what? Who in the
Yeah, the
hell?
majority of the country got Buffalo, Cleveland. I'm like, that's trash.
Right. And then I looked at the other 1 o'clock games and I'm like, well, I guess they had.
Oh, these are trash.
Right. That's what I said. I said, yo, those 1 o'clock games
The best game of 1 o'clock is Tampa Bay, Carolina.
Oh, true.
And that, no disrespect to those teams, but even that is like kind of meh.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's for the division though, so I mean, it's a crazy important game.
But that's on.
But yeah, that 1 o'clock slate is trash.
CBS.
It's funny. Yeah, I got this site I got like ticket costs up there. This Atlanta Arizona game. It's at Arizona. They got tickets as low as $10.
You know what that's for? When you that nigga that be like, you know what I mean? I want to take my girl on a football date.
Mm-hmm.
If you from one of those areas and you don't take your girl and your girl been saying
$10 tickets,
boy, and you don't even gotta tell her how much it costs because she probably won't know.
Nope.
Girl, you want to go to an NFL game?
I put you down in the 100 section.
All right. 100%.
Yeah, we sideline, baby, right behind the bench. I got you, boo.
You might get 50-yard line seats for $70.
Yeah, they got the Jets New Orleans game, $14 tickets.
Bro, come on.
Hate to see it.
Out. You want to go to? You say, you say I don't take you nowhere. Pack up. Where we going? Put on your Saints jersey. We out.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I got you some. I got you a fit.
Throw this courtside, baby.
Yeah, come on, no. That's crazy. But
big flex.
We've been there before. We've been there 10 years ago.
100%. We couldn't give away tickets.
Man, them tickets, man. Listen, that's the only time I ever sat at the 50-yard line was when Bills had Jeff Toole as their quarterback, and I got Jeff Toole.
Not Toole time.
We was 0-8 against Kansas City. That motherfucker decided to throw a pick at the 1 yard.
That pick six.
I remember like it was yesterday. I was with Ivan, man. Me and him, we had that game. We had motherfuckers snitching on us and all that. They like, yo, they in the wrong seats. We look at that person like, what you mean?
Chill.
We got even $40, so don't be mad. They like, because they looking at us like, who these two black? Good times though. That's like 2013 shit. So but anyway, I'll say, since we did take a peek around the league, my favorite matchup, I just call it Baltimore New England.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm locked into that, obviously for our reasons within the conference. Big Lamar fan this week, and I'll say it like this because I understand that we're not really supposed to root for Baltimore, but I feel like why not? Like we know
this game is weird because it does nothing for the division still because we still need them to lose to the Jets or the Dolphins. So it's a weird game.
Definitely a weird game, but if you ask me, who I want to see go on a 2-game losing streak, New England. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, it gives the Bills a little bit of a cushion if New England does lose, just because somehow if they do drop the ball to Cleveland or Philly.
Really Philly.
The equation doesn't change. They still just need
100%
New England to lose one of them division games. So I get that. But at the end of the day, I'd rather have Pittsburgh in the playoffs than Baltimore. So
that's what I said.
If New England win, I'm fine. I'm fine.
That's why I said it's going to be a good game to watch because
I'll probably end up pulling for New England, to be honest, because I would much rather see Pittsburgh in the playoffs than Baltimore.
True.
Even though I don't think Baltimore's a good team either right now.
Baltimore been damn near cheeks all year. Like Lamar been sick all year or not healthy. Derrick Henry, from what I've been told, I ain't watched too many Baltimore games. I won't keep it a buck. But from what I've heard, he ain't been looking like himself. Zay Flowers, from what I've heard, is taking a step back. Their defense is all types of banged up. So I'm like, do it matter? Maybe. But I want to see what that look like though. Sunday Night Football. I almost called him Mac Jones, but Drake May versus Lamar Jackson in the gang. I know Baltimore gonna come out hungry. So that's why I'm like,
I mean, and it's a Sunday night game in Baltimore. That's a tough place to play.
Man, man, they damn near undefeated.
Because you know they're gonna be wearing them all blacks. You already know what time it is.
Come on, man. You're gonna get the woo-wee. That's gonna be a game. So that's probably my game of the week. I got Baltimore picking up the upset on that one just cause like
I hear that. I say
every once in a while I like the root for Lamar. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I don't want to
it's fun. He's a fun player. I wish he was in NFC so I can just root for him all the time, to be honest.
100%. Like
but he not, so fuck Lamar.
Yeah,
most weeks.
Yeah, most weeks.
Yeah, I'll say game I'm probably most interested in is Green Bay, Chicago.
Saturday.
These two teams have been bouncing back and forth on top of the division and also top of the NFC. So like this game goes a long way when it comes to the division and overall seeding. This one team of being one seed, the other team will mess around and being the fifth or sixth. Just how it plays out.
Big opportunity for Chicago there. I think Green Bay, we already know the situation there with the injuries. But if you're Chicago and you a Bears fan, you gotta be saying, yo, we need this. We know Green Bay need it. We know Green Bay need it. But if I'm a Chicago fan, player, whatever, this is when you strike.
Yeah, because especially since they lost the matchup 2 weeks ago, like they gotta have it. If not, this is Green Bay's division.
Yeah, Caleb Williams, this your moment. Like you was the number one pick in the draft, bro.
This is why you was picked,
right?
To show up in a game like this,
right? You gotta show up. So,
and for fantasy purposes, I would love a shootout because I need Jordan Love to go all the way off. So I need this game to be 55-49. I need points.
I can't even speak on that. That's why I'm shaking my head. That's all I can say.
Dang, hell.
First year, man, I ain't got one team in the playoffs. Like this is hitting me. It's a little different this year, but
yeesh. Yeah, it's funny thing. I got one of them years where my team ain't even good, but we in the playoffs, went off week one. That's all it takes. Get hot at the right time.
Oh, 100%.
I'm trying to be like the New York Giants. I'll be a 6 seed and go to the Super Bowl.
Man,
I'll take it.
The crazy thing is, in both my leagues, I almost went on a run to get back in the hunt because, like, I started off in both leagues damn near 0-5-1 and like 1-2, 2-6 in the other, and I went on a streak. One joint I went on a 4-game win streak. The other one 3 games, drop one, win one, but it was too late. CD Lamb came back too late, man. Motherfucker, man, counting on my first round pick, but
yeah, man. Trevor Lawrence took me to the promised land last. That sounded wrong. That ain't coming right. Yeah, that was
6 touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah, my man had me like 45, 46 points. I said, thank you, Trevor.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts gave me 46 last week. Had me win a matchup by like 85 points, but it's too little, too late. Too late. But now we're gonna wrap this thing up. I wanted to keep it under an hour, so man, I appreciate.
I don't even know why you keep saying that every episode. We rarely keep it under an hour, dog. This is one of the few times we actually kept it under an hour.
Yeah, it's always when we play a lesser opponent and then they come back to bite us. We're like, yeah, we playing Miami this week, so
you right about that. Every time we under an hour, we lose.
Yeah, we playing Miami, so we're gonna do this real quick. Next, we come in the next week like, what the fuck? With Miami and Atlanta. I think the only time we kept this short and we really took care of business might have been like the Jets or some shit.
Yeah, but you know what's funny though? Dang, I lost my thought that fast. No, it's funny. That joint is gone too.
Dude. 30 plus.
Yeah, and it's long gone. I got nothing, dog. Dang, that's terrible.
Hold on.
What is funny?
Let's talk about the losses when we talk shit.
I got it. It came back. What's funny about how the season played out, I'm pretty sure when we did our season prediction, we both were around 13-4.
Around there. Yeah, I think I might even said 12, but I'll run it back.
Yeah, and I might have said 12-5.
Like on that.
Yeah, it was right in that area, but it's who they lost to is not what I would have expected.
Like 100%. And I think that's
but the way if they take it, they'll be favored in all 3 of these games.
Right, 100%.
If they take care of business and win the games they're supposed to, their record is going to be right where a lot of people or most people expected it to be anyways. So
meanwhile, they wanted everybody fired.
Yeah, it's just
That's why I tell
the
people like don't ride the roller coaster of the season. And Josh has said it too in his press conferences. Like, we got to stay here. And I live by that. Like, you can't ride the wave of life. Like, life gonna
right.
take you through some stuff, and you gonna be like, yo, what is going on? But you gotta try to like keep yourself level. It's easier said than done, of course, but
Yeah,
like
100%.
in sports, especially, getting worked up in the first 2 months of the season is a disaster way to think. Like, mentally, you're gonna be exhausted. Oh, we should have won that. Oh my god, what? Oh my god, what?
Yeah, it's and well, I think what people got to remember, every game is against other NFL teams,
Right.
against other grown men who are professional athletes and world class athletes. Your team is gonna lose,
Yep.
guaranteed at some point. It's gonna happen,
Yep.
and you may say sometimes it's against the team that you're supposed to be. Yep, that's the case. But they strap up their helmets just like the Bills do, and they strap up their pads the same way. So these dudes want to win too, and sometimes on any given Sunday, the other team just plays better,
Man,
and it is what it is.
it does. And you gotta tip your hat, and then you gotta say, hey, maybe we'll see you again at the end of the year. Maybe we won't. Maybe your team will be able to say, hey, we beat that Super Bowl team. And guess what the Super
Yeah,
Bowl and guess what the Super Bowl team gonna say? Okay.
yep.
You beat us in October. Thanks.
We
You
got the
motivated.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, you
So
motivated. Exactly. We were so mad that
yeah,
y'all.
at the end of the day, the Bills' record is going to end up right around where most people expected it to. But the only difference is New England played a lot better and more successful than most people expected, and that's why we just not in the division because New England showed up more than most people thought.
And New England had a lot more to gain from playing that way because, excuse me, under new coaching, like
Hmm.
our quarterback trying to prove himself, new veterans on the team trying to prove themselves,
Yeah,
and
and you have a
you haven't won a division in over 6 years. So now it's so much that you given every week that like you feel like I need every single game. Where the Bills, from a human side, oh, we don't want to
just
division
get to the
5.
dance.
Yeah, they like, yo, we want to hit fast forward, high key. And
Hmm.
that's the human element. Is like, we done been through this before.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh won player of the week. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what they do. And the thing is, people like saying New England schedule is weak. Yeah, it is. But you know what they did still? Beat the teams they were supposed to beat.
100%.
So I never even use the schedule as an excuse. Like, well, they weak, they ain't beat nobody. They beat another NFL team and 10 times in a row at that. So
Which is hard to
they
do now.
can't be that trash
They not trash, which they
to
proved.
show up week after week and just keep winning. Like, yeah, no, you have to give them credit where it's due.
Right. Hey,
But
yeah, go
I
ahead.
will say it was so, which I meant to bring it up watching the game or earlier when we was talking about the game. It was enjoyable that second half coming back and then watching that energy out that stadium just die and the energy on that sideline die. And you're not seeing Stephon Diggs out there pumping up the crowd and Mac Hollins doing what they do. I said,
Yeah,
Travis Scott in the booth looking silent.
yeah. Listen,
Beautiful. Crowd leaving at the 6 minute mark.
six minutes, six.
Music to my ears, man. Like it's beautiful. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, and I'll add to that real quick because, like I said, I know we're gonna approach an hour anyway. But like that part of it though is having them climax so high in that first half from the internet takes,
Couldn't
right?
tell them nothing.
Internet takes was beyond crazy, which I finally
Crazy. I didn't
yesterday.
even go online during the game, but I already
Oh,
know what it was like.
okay, first half, I took a couple peeks and I'm like, nah, I'm good. But
Yep.
the way those Patriots fans took to the internet so quickly, the way they were boasting, pumping their chest, you would have thought JP Losman was on the other side. I'm like, I'm a sports fan through and through. I know as long as that other team, and this can be said for any quarterback, but especially when the other team got a motherfucker over there. When that's like us being up 21 on Tom Brady in our days 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
we've seen it.
I would have never been pumping I would have been feeling good, don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't have been on no game over, y'all motherfucker.
Absolutely not.
In the second quarter, fam. Second, but that's the same motherfuckers that we're celebrating in October. Popping champagne, going on the internet. Told my boy D Dot, you on Facebook Live? I'm gonna screen record you.
Did he call you on Sunday?
I had to
Of course not.
post them on Facebook, screen record. Like, good game. Good game. Oh, yeah, good game. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Check out
Phone was mighty quiet after that L.
Yeah, check out the video on Facebook. I just
I
wanted
ain't
to
see no lies from him on that day.
but I had to let the people see the live from October. He was talking big. And I'm like, bro, this is why being a sports fan is fun and stressful, but it's fun. Because guess what? Whatever you put out there, it can come back to you. So
100%.
be mindful of what y'all put on the internet. And that's the Bills fan. That's for anybody. Like, bro, have fun with this shit. It's all entertainment. I always say that. I get it. We all fans for life, blah, blah, blah. It's entertainment. Have fun with it. But the moment you never pre-celebrate too crazy, talking about it's over before you see zero. Now, I'll celebrate touchdowns, all that, but I don't never walk around like, yeah, this shit over.
Because we've seen way too many times the game ain't over till that clock hits 0,
I
0,
heard
0, 0, 0.
broken at 10 years old, 11, however I was when the Music City Miracle happened. I remember that. I'm like, we got this game, nigga. What? Man, the Frank Whitecheck picked up that ball, said, boop. He went up that sideline. Dyson did. I say
it is fuck Kevin Dyson to this day.
Nigga said,
I don't even use Dyson vacuums because of that motherfucker. They ain't nothing Dyson in this house. Fuck Dyson. Fuck Tennessee.
Bro.
Fuck Titans. Frank Whitecheck, he dead, ain't he? He died.
Rest in peace. He did.
Yeah, rest in peace to him. Fuck his estate. Yeah. Them niggas can get it. Nah, all that. Listen, I don't care.
And rest in peace, Steve McNair, too. He was a part of that game. That's crazy.
Oh, dang. I'm kidding, dead. Rest in peace, Aaron McNair. Yeah, he went out bad, too. Dang.
Yeah. Shorty Doo-Wop killed him.
Yeah.
But anyway, fast forward past that. I just want to say, in that moment of reflection, though, like, be humble, be hungry, but enjoy the ride. We say it every year. This is our 4th season doing this. Enjoy this time of the year. Not because of the holidays, of course the holidays, but if you're a sports fan, you got college football, NFL, college basketball, a little bit of hockey, right? A little GM change over there with the Sabres. It's a lot going on.
Nah, man, listen, man. Hey, dog. No comment.
No comment. All right, cool. I know. Let's get right over that. But nah, for real. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We appreciate y'all for listening. If you're watching, we appreciate y'all. I'm gonna try to get this loaded up ASAP. I hate when I load up these videos for y'all and it take forever, and then y'all finally watching it the day before the game. But I'm gonna try to get this out for y'all quick, man. We got a big week still. I don't care if it is just Cleveland. We got to stack these W's, man. And hey, shout out to more records, man. Josh Allen, go get yours. James Cook, keep climbing. Dawson Knox, continue to, separate yourself in that tight end. You might be competing against Dalton Kincaid when that record is all said and done. But yeah, let's right. But let's have fun with this shit, man. December is here. Christmas is around the corner. We'll have that Christmas episode next week. But shit, I'm good. Any last words from you?
You see it.
All right.
You see it. None else needs to be said. Go get this dub this week. Shout out to Shador. Hope you do terrible this week, and then you cool after that. But not this week. We ain't do game stat predictions, but if I had to bet, I would bet that Myles Garrett does not break the sack record this week.
I agree. I do. On the flip side, we'll say Josh Allen will surpass 300 touchdowns this week for being the fastest to hit that mark before 30.
Also, Brandon Cooks get his first touchdown as a Bill this week.
All right, and
book it.
I wanted to go one more, but I'm gonna hold that for another week. I got a Max Harrison prediction, but I think I'm gonna hold that.
If it involves an interception, this might be the week to do it.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna kind of hold that though. So y'all be cool though, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Go Knicks. Go Bills.
Go Sabres.
Go Sabres. Go Syracuse. All that, man. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace. Bang to the bone.